Check, 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 hey.
Has a nice ring to it. Die is van mij. Maar kijk die op die zetten. Ik mag deze houden.
Dames en heren, goedemorgen. Mag ik u vragen om plaats te nemen, AUB? De conferentie start over enkele momenten. Protocolair moeten we ook ready zijn voor de president van de Republiek Suriname. Die is in aantocht. Dus mag ik iedereen vragen om alsjeblieft zo snel als mogelijk een plekje op te zoeken. Er zijn nog stoelen voorin vrij. De mensen die helemaal voorkomen zitten winnen misschien een prijs. Ik zei misschien. Die mensen achter zeker niet. Er zijn nog heel wat plekken voor. Dus jullie zijn uitgenodigd om ook de stoelen voor te vullen. AUB.
Hey, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I please ask you to stand for the President of the Republic of Suriname, His Excellency Chandrikapersad Santokhi. Morning, pleasant good morning. May I ask everybody to please keep standing for the singing of our national anthem.
God zij met ons Suriname, hij verheft ons heerlijk land. Hoe wij hier ook samen kwamen, aan zijn grond zijn wij verpand. Werkend houden we in gedachten, recht en waarheid maken vrij. Al wat goed is te betrachten, dat geeft aan ons land waardij. Upokondre mangu opo sranang runge kariu. Wan sopeta ta komopo vi museti kondre boom. Strede strei no safrede, gado te vi fesiman. Eri libite na de visa feti gisrana.
Thank you. You may be seated. Again, pleasant good morning to all, and a special welcome to the President of the Republic of Suriname, His Excellency Chandrikapersad Santokhi, the Honorable Minister of Education, Science and Culture, Minister Ori, members of the Diplomatic Corps, board and members of the ICT Association Suriname, of course, the members of the press, other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the ICT Summit 2023, rightfully themed Digital Development, Sustainable Growth, and Inclusion. To start things off, I would like to make a few announcements. This is just in case of emergency, and I don't think we're gonna have one, but if there is an emergency, please follow all the instructions of the people from the organization. There are exits to my left that you can use, and of course, the doors behind you. And we're going to ask you to be as quick as possible if there is a emergency and there are muster points on the premises. So please just follow the instructions of Torarica personnel in case of an emergency. That's our announcement, actually. For the rest, we just want to make sure that you have a very enjoyable conference. And to start things off, we would like to invite the President of the Republic of Suriname to make his speech, the opening speech for the ICT Summit 2023. President.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Good morning, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. Welcome. As the President of Suriname, it is an honor to open this timely ICT Summit and celebrate the development of information and communication technology, ICT, in our great nation. This gathering serves as proof of our collective commitment to embrace the transformative power of technology. I am filled with immense pride to witness the progress we have made in the realm of ICT. And I want to congratulate the whole ICT sector, the ICT Association, the chairperson, and his board with this achievement. As we embark on this momentous occasion, let us take a moment to reflect on the extraordinary strides Suriname has made in harnessing the potential of digital innovation. With each passing day, we witness the seamless integration of technology in our lives, revolutionizing how we communicate, learn, work, and govern. Ladies and gentlemen, today we stand on the threshold of a new era that holds boundless possibilities for our nation's development and prosperity. I recognize that establishing a robust ICT ecosystem is crucial in pursuing a digital future. Therefore, we have embarked on an ambitious journey to lay a strong foundation that supports innovations, empowers our citizens, and enhances the efficiency of our public services. By investing in cutting-edge infrastructure and fostering an environment of conducive to entrepreneurship and creativity, we provide our people with the necessary tools to succeed in the digital age. However, we must recognize the power of collaboration to achieve our goals. The challenges we face are complex and multifaceted, but we can overcome them together. Today's summit is evidence of the spirit of cooperation and partnership that drives us forward. It brings together industry leaders, policymakers, experts, and visionaries from around the world who share a common vision, harness the potential of ICT to improve our societies. And talking about partnership, I emphasize on the partnership between the government of India and Suriname. This cooperation will soon make possible the establishment of a Center for Excellence in IT Education in the district of Nikeri, where the government of India is prepared to provide IT equipment, facility, and expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, during this summit, we'll have the unique opportunity to engage in insightful discussions, share best practices, and forge meaningful partnerships. I look forward to which innovative solutions you will devise to bridge the digital divide, ensure digital inclusivity to promote sustainable development. By leveraging emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, and Internet of Things, Suriname can unlock unprecedented avenues for economic growth and social progress. Furthermore, we must remember education's crucial role in our journey towards digital transformation. We must equip our youth with the skills necessary to thrive in a digital era, bridging the gap between traditional education and the demands of the future job market. By nurturing a generation of digital natives, Suriname will sow the seeds of innovation and build a strong foundation for a prosperous Suriname and people. A few of the points made above wholeheartedly support the request done by the chairperson of the ICT Association to establish a ICT Task Force 2030. The task force will serve as a crucial working group responsible for implementing the ICT Vision 2030. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, I recognize the importance of collaboration and inclusivity in such endeavors. And I'm pleased to see a diversity in the organizations and institutions that will join the task force. Considering the proposed members, I approve the ICT Task Force 2030 seat recommendations as done by the ICT Association. With its diverse representation and expertise, I'm confident that the ICT Task Force 2030 will play a pivotal role in driving transformative and sustainable impact in Suriname for the coming decades. And I hope that will involve and include the EGOV in this process, as they are currently taking major steps to organize government IT and is bringing this to a higher level and improve the quality of communication and information. EGOV contributes every day to the security of our governmental data, and they ensure that all government information is available for everyone within reach. That's why it will be soon possible to order your CBB, People's Registrations document, via the eGov website, with also renewing your driver's license. eGov will go much further, but together we can accelerate much more. Together we can harness the potential of technology to propel economic growth, create new opportunities, enhance public services, and foster social and environmental sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all the participants who have joined us today. Your presence signifies your unwavering commitment to the advancement of ICT and your belief in the power of technology to shape a better future. Let us seize this moment to collaborate, inspire, and lead the way forward. Together, we will build a Suriname where every citizen benefits from the fruits of the digital revolution, where no one is left behind, and where innovation knows no bounds. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, with these words, I declare the summit open. May this summit be a resounding success. I thank you, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President, for officially opening the ICT Summit this year. Yes, sir, we were going to ask you one more request. If you can please remain standing, and I'm inviting the rest of the ICT board members to join the President for the official photo opportunity, after which we will continue today's proceedings. Thank you, Mr. President, for that photo opportunity with the members, the board members of the ICT Association Suriname. I would also like to commend you on officially announcing and approving the ICT task force. I think that is going to play a major role in the development of what the ICT Association Suriname is rooting and fighting for, and all the members here today, all the participants at this summit are testament to that. I'm looking for the opportunity to invite the chairman of the ICT Association, because I hear that you are going to present the President of the Republic of Suriname with, I'm not sure if I need to say it out loud, but maybe it's a surprise, I don't know. So I'm looking at the opportunity to make sure that we're doing that now. I see protocol also making sure that that's going to take place. Yes, it is. All right. Thank you. So, Mr. President, once more, we're asking you to stand up this morning. And we're also asking the chairman of the ICT Association Suriname, Anvit Ramlakhan, to present the president with this gift. All right, after the official opening, we have on our program the keynote opening speech that's also going to be done by the chair of the ICT Association Suriname. Dr. Anvit Ramlakhan is a prolific, strong, inspiring, inclusive young professional leader from Suriname working in different fields to contribute to the betterment of humanity and Suriname. He is an experienced executive with a demonstrated history of working in the ICT, education, youth, social, and business industries for several years, achieving distinctive results in each of these fields. As of today, he is the CEO of DataSur, and he is also the youngest chairman that the ICT Association Suriname has known till date. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Anvit Ramlakhan.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for the opening presidential keynote, Mr. President. With all other protocols duly observed and respected, I am commencing the opening keynote for today. The topic which I will be covering, I'll just remove this for the time being. The topic I will be covering today is about this theme we are having for these 2 days for our summit, which states whether or not ICT can help with the inclusive and sustainable development of Suriname. Somewhere along the way, we really need to answer this question, because if we ourselves are not convinced it can make an impact, then other sectors will not be able to do so as well. The outline of the presentation is as follows. At first, I'll be covering the anatomy of ICT. Not everyone really understands the philosophical background of what ICT really means and what it intends to do. Then I'll go into the why question. Why ICT? Why is ICT so important? After that, okay, but did you think about the what? And how will we really enable ICT to get Suriname further in terms of sustainable development and growth? And at the end, there is a formal part for Q&A. Let's start with the anatomy of ICT. ICT stands for 3 words: information, communication, and technology. It's very basic. It's the exchange of information using communication technologies. So whether being humans, whether being machines, or human and machines communicating and exchanging information with each other, that's what ICT is meant to be. But if we look at the revolutionary paradigm of how the world really has been working since 1700 until now, we see that there has been a shift from, in the 1700 we had mechanical engineering. After that, in the years 1800 came electrical business. After that, in the years 1900 came computer chip technology. And in the present day, we are talking about information-driven technology, which stands for I 4.0, the Industrial Revolution 4.0. And here we're talking about solutions such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, etc., etc. If we compare this to what Mr. Maslow has researched in the needs of each human being, we can correlate these 4 industrial revolutions with what has been happening in the past hundreds of years in the world. So, focusing on the 4th industrial revolution, everything is driven based on self-esteem, on your self-actualization needs. And that's what really happens. If you go into a restaurant, what's the first thing you do? You don't order the food, you look for a Wi-Fi password. It's self-actualization. I want to be connected. I want to be seen. It's all about status. If you look at the top 500 Fortune companies, number 1, Amazon. What's so important about Amazon? They don't really have shops, but they have an online shop. Another one, Apple, they are building solutions. Facebook, another one. So all the bigger successful companies, they are successful because they fill in on the self-esteem needs of their customers. That's the philosophy of ICT. The second part is, how big is ICT nowadays? If I would ask you, how much is the world population as of today? Could anyone answer that for me? 8 billion, correct. According to Worldometer, it's around 8.033 billion. How many connected devices do we have to the internet? 10.6 billion. So guess what? We have more connected devices than people living on the earth. So our business case for Suriname, ICT sector, is not the 500,000 people living in Suriname. It's not the 8 billion people living on the world, but are those 10.6 billion connected devices. That's the business case, and that's the scope we need to think within. Looking into further research, there is a prognatized growth of at least a threefold in the ratio of people getting born each year. What does that mean? For one baby being born, there are 3 more connected devices per second. That's the rate at which technology is growing these days. I'll just skip through these slides due to the time constraint we are having. Otherwise, the master of ceremonies will interrupt me. I'm moving to the second part. Okay, I have told you about the background of ICT, but why exactly do we need ICT? That's the second part. I have given here in these 2 slides the top 5 world developments in terms of ICT and what they have brought in change in the different sectors. Let's start with digital connectivity. Digital connectivity brings a way, according to Broadband Commission for Sustainable Development, they have stated if you are able to give access to your citizens, it can give a growth of 1.4%. A second research done by the United Nations, they have stated if you are able to connect all your developing areas or your people from your developing areas by 2030, this is also one of the goals in our Vision 2030, they have stated the world could get lesser than 500 million people out of poverty. The second biggest development is in the area of education and skills development. The president has just said that there will be an education center. That's something very, very important, because that's backed here also by the World Bank, for example. They have stated that as soon as you're introducing computers, technology in your e-education system, then there will be a higher level of scores and improved skills for the students. Secondly, the Digital Skills Observatory research has stated that by 2025, 90% of all the skills needed for getting a job will be ICT skills. And that's something we are already seeing today. If you're not able to work with a laptop, if you're not able to use Facebook, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, or anything else, you're not part of the group. So that's why ICT is so important. A third worldwide development is in the area of e-government and digital services. The United Nations has stated in a survey in 2020 that at least 71% of all of the 196 countries, they have been implementing e-government services, amongst which Suriname. And furthermore, a study done by the World Bank has also indicated that as soon as you're going into e-governance, you're getting into more transparency. More transparency means lesser part for corruption, and lesser part for corruption means more effectiveness in government management. Looking at the fourth biggest trend, getting into the why, is entrepreneurship and innovation. According to a McKinsey Global Institute research, they have stated that by 2025, 30% of the world GDP will be due to ICT services. And then we're talking about e-commerce, payment systems, etc., etc. And the last top trend in the top 5 is environmental sustainability. We've all seen this. As soon as you're implementing ICT, you can go green. As soon as you go green, you have lesser CO2 emissions. And these are some international agencies who have done research justifying that indeed it can make a change. Then you will ask me, okay, Anvit, you have given me the philosophy of ICT, you've given me what ICT will bring, what ICT already is bringing into the world, but what does it really mean for Suriname? What does it mean for Suriname? If we look at the red circle here, and it's not me stating this, it is the IDB stating this in a report they had done on the 3rd of December in 2021. They have stated if Suriname is willing to invest at least 2.8% of their GDP, their total GDP, 2.8% only of that into ICT, then the output will be 8.2%. So the business case is the return on investment, all the C levels, is threefold, 300%. So this is a proven business case, and this is only for the ICT sector. What do you think will happen when we also include all the other sectors into this? Then we come to a statement, a vision statement, which has been given in our Vision 2030 document to get a summary of all the information I have just given you. The vision statement is as follows. The what part of it is highlighted in orange. What do we really want with ICT? We want a digitally enabled information society, which is empowered by the interconnected world, because we are not the only ones living in the world. The how part of it, whereby we are using innovative ICT technologies in order to enable and accelerate social, political, environmental, and economic. And the last part of it is the why. Why do we need it? Because we want, which is the answer in the theme for the summit, we want sustainable and inclusive development for and by every Surinamese. The third part is, okay, but what about the what? Because you have given me the why. Why do we want to do this? What's the development of ICT worldwide? But what do you really want to do with the ICT Association? Well, we have given this in the 5 strategic goals, and each of these strategic goals have their distinctive objectives, which are smart defined. Goal number 1 is for innovation. Number 2 is for inclusiveness, whereby there is a direct link with the SDGs, because the SDGs state that we are not leaving anyone behind, and coincidentally, it's also until 2030. Goal number 3 is driven on growth. Number 4, on continuity and sustainability. And number 5, on which the president also had emphasized, collaboration. Coming together is a beginning, working together is progress, but keeping together is success. That brings me to the last part, which is the how. How will we really do this? We will do this through an approach framework. As just indicated, there's already a Vision 2030 plan, which is smart formulated, 5 strategic goals with 29 smart defined objectives focused on the 5 strategic goals areas I have just given you. So we are able to measure each of these goals. And in 2021, when Anushka Sunay was the chair, we did the launch of the Vision 2030, and then we stated we are starting to work in this street. And what did we do? Last year, we had a comparative study done by some MBA students, and they justified that out of the Vision 2030 plan, we have been achieving at least 20% based on the quantitative and the qualitative research done by them. So there is progress, but we need to come together. We need to focus, we need to realign, and we need to collaborate. The second part is what the president has just given his blessings for. That's a Vision 2030 task force where the public and private sector are working for stakeholder engagement and commitment. The third one is education and skills development, because the youth are the ones who will be taking over from us. So we need to enhance and enable their skills. And the fourth focus area is entrepreneurship and innovation, looking at the low-hanging fruits, looking at digital startups, etc., into AI services, automation, etc., etc. Having said that, MC, I'm forward in time. So I thank you for your attention. I would like to close with a small quote. Vision without execution is lame. So when we have a vision, but we are just sitting the whole day because we don't want to work, then we're lame. We're saying handicap. The second part of it is execution without vision is blind. When you're covering your eyes and you're working the whole day without looking where you're going, then you're, as a matter of fact, blind. So let's not be lame. Let's not be blind. Let's work for the digital development of Suriname. I thank you once again for your attention, and I give you a lot of success for these 2 days. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, he's well within time, and I'm doing this for a very long time, and most of the time I need to tell speakers to stop with their presentation because they're running out of time. So we have a treat. There are a few minutes left for Anvit to answer any questions that you may have if you have a comment or a remark, and after which we will give the President the opportunity to leave us. This morning he was able to stay until the opening keynote speech. So I'm opening up the floor for a few moments for some questions. If you have any for our keynote speaker. Yes, there is one there in the back. Can we get the microphone to the gentleman in the back? Would you please mind standing up, stating your name and the question as concise as possible, sir. The microphone is on its way. Yes.
Yes, good morning. My name is Henk Redmond. I'm a business consultant. I have a question for Mr. Anvit. Yeah, thanks for the very clear presentation. You said something about distance learning, distance education. Can you give one or two examples of what you have achieved, especially for the people outside in the interior?
Yeah,
Test. Yes, thank you very much for the question, Hank. When we're talking about e-education, the basics of e-education is at least having an internet connectivity. So that's one of the achievements which has been able to be made by one of our member companies, which is Telesur. They have been able to connect the students living in the interior through their digital backbone network. The second part of it is out of my own experience as CEO of Telesur, but also other member of our ICT associations. They have been implementing, especially during COVID-19, very simple solutions, something like Zoom, something like Team, where Microsoft has been giving out thousands of accounts to Surinamese students to get free access to an Office 365 environment. So those are the two things we have achieved as association and through our members to get into the part of education for the people and the students living in the interior. Hopefully this answers your question.
We have room for one more. One more question if you have any. Going once, going twice. Anvit, thank you so much for your presentation.
There is a question there.
There's always somebody at the last moment, right? Yes. All right, can we get the microphone?
Thank you.
Just in the nick of time, your name and the question, please.
Yes, my name is Shastriya Narayan, and I have a question for Anvit. Actually, my question is related to the one Mr. Hank asked. He spoke about the interior. I want to ask for the people that are in the city, you know. I know I have the access to learn from distance, but I know that a lot of students now, they still go to the university here, and they go to learn on site. So how is the ICT Association going to give more information to these students and tell them that, hey, for a bachelor degree, for example, you don't need to go to the university on site. You can also do it from distance. I think that part of information sharing is still a little bit not in place. Not there yet.
All right, thank you for the question. Anvit, concise answer, please.
Yes, thank you for your question. The answer is yes, there are solutions. We did during the Girls of ICT event, I think in the last week of April, we had a focus group meeting with all the female students from different high school students, and that's where we shared information about the strength of using technology. So indeed, there is always room for getting more into the community, and that's why we're having this summit as well, to get everyone and everything acknowledged about the power and use of technology.
All right, thank you so much. May I please ask you to give a round of applause to our opening keynote speaker, Dr. Anvit Ramlakhan. Thank you, Anvit. And may I ask you to please stand up for the President of the Republic of Suriname, who is leaving us today. Thank you so much for joining us for the opening ceremony, Mr. President. And we wish you a productive day. We know you're going to use a lot of ICT solutions during the day, whether it's your phone or the computer. Have a nice day, sir.